Did you know that in London, the underground trains never stop running completely empty? It often carries a staff member called a train chaperone or a ghost passenger, someone required to be on board for safety and legal reasons.
And did you know that the New York City subway has secret stations? The most famous is the Old City Hall station, a beautiful abandoned 9004 station which arched ceilings and chandeliers. Although closed to the public, you can glimpse it by staying on the 6th train as it loops back.
Ah, I didn't know that. Okay. And do you know how to use articles a, and, the, or no article?
Well, you're listening to Trainland Podcast, así que vamos allá. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast of Trainland. Yo soy Johnny, and you're going to learn English with episode designed for busy people like you, improve fast and master the language in just a few minutes a day.
Hey, Johnny, good to see you. I'm Matthew, and our methods in Trainlang has the best reviews of all online academies on Google. You can even try our lessons for free with no commitment.
Yeah, your future is just one podcast away. Well, today we're diving into a topic that confuses almost every Spanish speaker: articles, and, the, and when to use nothing at all.
That's true. This is a real minefield for many people. But anyway, we'll hopefully make it clear. We'll look at fun dialogue between friends, and later we'll talk about something super practical: how to ask for directions, use public transport in the UK, and understand tourist timetables.
And remember, if you are watching us on YouTube, leave us a comment, and please also like and subscribe. So tell us what the trickiest article for you. ¿Cómo crees que se dice estas cosas, por ejemplo, con los artículos, ¿no? ¿Te ha pasado alguna vez que te pregunten algo y no sabes qué artículo usar? Bueno, pues todo esto nos lo tienes que contar. Así que vamos a empezar. So, let us go to our dialogue, Matthew.
Here we go. ¿Dónde estamos, Johnny? What's the setting?
Estamos viajando por Londres. Y estamos
bueno.
organizando un día turístico, así que vamos a ver qué pasa.
So, Johnny, where should we go first today? We've only got one day in London, and I want to see everything.
I know, but relax. We'll start with the museum. Maybe go to the cafe near the river. It's supposed to be great.
Wait, one moment. Which cafe? There's like thousands of cafes near the river.
Yes, but the one I found on Google Maps looks amazing. They have an incredible breakfast menu.
No, man, you and your breakfast. Before that, I want to buy a ticket for the London Eye. I've never been on it.
Seriously? You've lived in the UK for years and never gone. Guys watching us on YouTube, ¿os pasa esto? ¿Vives en una ciudad y no habéis visto lo típico? Bueno, también contadnos los comentarios, si esto os ha pasado alguna vez.
Okay. But first we need to find the bus stop, and we also need an umbrella. It's raining again.
Yeah, this is London. Rain is like free decoration. Oh, look, there's a map next to the station. Let's check it.
Or we could ask someone. Excuse me, is this the right bus for the British Museum?
See, that was easy. Oh, and by the way, Matthew, I want to try street food for lunch.
What? No, Johnny, I want to try a nice restaurant, something typical.
Typical? Like what? Fish and chips? Bueno, otra vez os preguntamos, vuestro plato típico favorito británico. También nos lo podéis dejar en los comentarios.
Okay. Maybe we need a plan, Johnny. Look, let's take the bus, visit the museum, grab a snack, walk along the river, take pictures of the bridge, and then we can relax.
All right, Matthew, sounds good. And remember, we must catch the train back at 8.
Right, if we don't get lost again.
So then, let's go then to the articles. Well, let's see. First, we have the indefinite articles a and an. Let's start with a and n. And we heard Matthew say, I want to try a nice restaurant. Así que Esta frase habla de un restaurante cualquiera, no uno concreto. So using a and an in English, remember, we use the indefinite articles. We use them before singular countable nouns when talking about something for the first time or in a general way. So a basic rule, use a before words that start with a consonant sound and use an before words that start with a vowel sound. But important, it should be the sound, not the spelling. So, for example, with a dog, a teacher, a university, and you would say, hey, university starts with a vowel, with a U. Yes, but the sound, it's like a U with a consonant sound, so that's why we use a. And with an, we have an apple, an elephant, but then we have an hour. But hour starts with an H. We know, yeah, but you don't hear the H there. You don't say an hour, but you say an hour. So that's a vowel sound. So a common mistake, an university, which is incorrect, or an hour, because it's also incorrect. So Matthew, can you tell us something about the definite article there?
Yeah, Johnny, nicely explained there. That was really interesting. So using the definite article, we use it when we're talking about a specific person, a thing, a group, something that the person who's listening to us already knows or they can identify. So, for example, when would we use the? Well, first occasion would be if something is already known. For example, I saw a dog. Okay, then we continue, we say, and the dog was very friendly. So we mention the dog the first time with I saw a dog. Now that the listener knows, then we can start to use the dog. Okay. Second rule, when we're talking about something that there is only one of that thing. For example, the sun is shining. Well, we only have one sun, so we use the. We visited the Eiffel Tower. There's only one Eiffel Tower, so we use the. Third rule, when we're talking about superlatives, the best, the top. For example, she is the best teacher, so we use the. It was the most interesting book I've ever read. Again, we use the. Fourth rule, when we're talking about oceans, rivers, seas, deserts, mountain ranges, those kind of things, we use the Amazon, the Nile, the Alps, the Himalayas. Okay, and fifth rule, with groups of people. For example, the rich, the poor, the elderly. When we use it in this sense, we're talking about all of those people that make up that group.
Great, Matthew.
There we go.
So when do we not use the?
Right, okay, Johnny, good question. So that's with general ideas or things. For example, chocolate. I like chocolate. So we wouldn't say I like the chocolate, no? Or maybe books. Books are expensive, but we don't say the books are expensive because we're talking about books in general. And the same with people or countries. I live in Spain. I don't live in the Spain.
Fantastic. I think there was just a slight exception, no, with the UK or the
That's
United
true.
States, right? So in these countries are the only ones, no, that we would use this definite article. Fantastic, Matthew. Well explained. So let us go now to, wow, this is a real problem for many, no? Because in Spanish, we are used to use articles everywhere, but now the zero article or no article, no? Well, the zero article means we don't use any article before a noun. So we don't use a, we don't use an, and we don't use the. So when do we use the zero article? Well, we use it in these situations. For example, number one, with plural countable nouns in a general meaning. So you said, no, books are expensive. So no article here at all. No? Dogs are friendly animals. No? So we are talking about books and dogs in general, not specific ones. We have also another rule, for example, with uncountable nouns also in general meaning. No? Water is important, or music makes me happy, or again, general, water, music, not specific water, no specific music, so no article. And with names of most countries, as you said, cities, languages, and people. So she lives in Spain, he speaks French. I saw Maria yesterday. So we don't use articles at all. And also then we have several other rules, no, that it's good just to mention with meals. No, we had lunch, we had dinner, so we don't say la comida or la cena, no article at all. Days and months and holidays. I was born in July. He works on Fridays. And also with institutions. So, for example, she goes to school. We don't say ella va al colegio. We don't use that al. So she goes to, not to the school, but to school every day. And he is in prison for 2 years. That's Stefan, by the way. Okay, so no, Stefan is not in prison, guys. Don't.
I was just processing that. Don't
worry.
I thought I've not seen him for a while. Yeah, okay.
Stefan is fine. He's
Very good.
okay.
I like that.
And then grandma is in hospital, right? So then all these ones we don't use any article. So Matthew, let's see a little bit how we can continue. Should we go to the question for the audience, Matthew?
Yeah, let's go straight down there. You're right. So the question for the audience today, Johnny, ¿cómo dirías en inglés? Busco un hotel cerca de la estación. Busco un hotel cerca de la estación. How would you say that in English?
Muy bien. Oye, pues si te está gustando este episodio, gracias por estar aquí. Sigue con nosotros en el podcast de Trainlang y por favor, visítanos aquí en www.trainlang.com. Bueno, pues vámonos, Matthew, al dialogue, al cultural dialogue, porque vamos a hablar un poco del transporte público en diferentes países angloparlantes, ¿no? UK, USA, Canada, and Australia. So let's start.
Okay, here we go, Johnny. So earlier we talked about moving around London, but honestly, every English-speaking country has its own way of doing things. So it's not the same to ask for directions in London, New York, Toronto, or Sydney.
Totally. I think Spanish speakers get shocked the first time they travel because the rules change everywhere. For example, in the UK, people queue. Siempre, so you can jump the line.
That is so important. Oh man. But you know what? In New York, good luck. There's no queue. So it's survival of the fittest. And you can see a subway coming or a metro, everybody runs.
Exactly. El vocabulario también cambia, ¿no? In the UK, you say the underground or the tube. In the US, is the subway. In Canada, you say the metro, no? Australia, most cities don't even have metro, so it's buses or train. So let's go then just asking for directions depending the country.
Okay, so some real expressions you're going to hear if you're in London. You're going to hear, excuse me, where's the nearest tube station?
That's fine. And if you were in the US, people would say, hey, where's the closest subway entrance? Es más directo, sin excuse me.
Americanos. And Canadians, well, they're the kindest humans alive. So they usually start with, sorry, could you tell me how to get to? Siempre con sorry, ¿no? Para empezar.
Sí, Canada is the only country where people apologize even when you stop on them.
100% real. Okay.
So, go ahead.
Asking about buses and trains, Johnny. One thing that confuses travellers in the UK, people will say timetable, but in the US, they'll say schedule or schedule. And Canadians use both.
Okay, and in Australia, you'll hear, where's the next train coming, mate? Todos, mate, in Australia. Hasta los desconocidos.
That's true. Okay, pronunciation differences that can sometimes be a bit confusing. For bus, the UK says bus, short, simple, just like that. But the US, it can be something longer like bus with a longer S. And Australians say it like they're tired. Johnny, how would you pronounce this one?
I don't know.
Bus?
That's
I don't know. Okay.
okay. And route, well, route and route, no, in the
Route.
US. Mm. So if you say what's the best route, depending on the country, they may look at you a little bit funny, no?
Totally, totally. Now, an important one is your behaviour when you're on public transport. In the UK, it's silence. Nobody talks. Even if someone's like, I don't know, dying, people, they pretend not to look and they avoid making eye contact. Oh,
Yeah, you see everything. People singing, dancing in the USA, preaching, selling sandwiches. Well, the subway is basically a circus.
Canada, everybody thanks the bus driver. That's everybody, even teenagers.
And in Australia, people talk to strangers easily. So also sunglasses inside the tram, no explanation.
Let's talk about the differences in payment and tickets. In the UK, in London, you can use an Oyster card, or you could pay contactless. And in New York, you get a Metro card. Although it seems that they're moving on to a system called OMNY.
All right. In Toronto is a Presto card. Sydney is the Opal card. Bueno, me encanta que cada país tenga su Pokémon diferente de tarjeta de transporte, ¿no?
Useful phrases, UK, USA, Canada, and Australia. Let's give our listeners some useful phrases. In the UK, excuse me, is this the right platform for the train to Oxford? Or where can I top up my Oyster card?
Bueno, en América and USA será más directo. Which way is the subway? Is this train going uptown?
Yeah, Canada, friendlier. Sorry, could you tell me where the bus stop is? Always with sorry. And thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Sorry. Okay. In Australia, hey mate, does this tram go to the city centre? Cheers. So fantastic. No, we saw different places. Okay, so let us go then just to our answer to the section, Matthew, if you want. What was the question we asked our friends?
Oh, yeah. Busco un hotel cerca de la estación.
Ah, fantástico. Bueno, pues vamos a ver cómo dirías esto en inglés, ¿no? I'm looking for a hotel near the station. So if you left that, that's an excellent answer.
Well done, well done. What's your favourite way to travel in your city? Give us your answer in the comments section and make sure you use an article if it needs it. A and the. Leave it in the comments.
Fantastic. So, well, things that we have learned today. Well, you've learned to use a and an and the and when to use a no article at all.
That's right. In our next episode, we'll look at modal verbs for obligation, suggestion, and prohibition. Verbs like must, have to, should, mustn't.
Fantástico. Así que si hoy te hemos acompañado un rato, bueno, pues devuélvenos un pequeño favor. Dale a like y subscribe. Y si quieres sentirte como te enseñamos de verdad, pues prueba una clase gratis. Recuerda, entrando en www.trainland.com. Bueno, Matthew, oye, tengo ganas de viajar.
Ya, vamos a viajar, Johnny, vamos. Este fin de semana es puente, así que...
¡Hey! Pues vamos a aprovecharlo. Bueno, saludos.
Saludos, hasta luego.